I get clients that tell me they've been moisturizing, using peptide serums, exfoliating, doing everything that they're told, following all the trends, and yet they are not seeing results. They are seeing pigmentation, wrinkling, and very dry skin. Why is that? Well, that's what this video will be about. We're going to figure out why your skincare is not working. Before we get started, my name is Nadia Ben-Shakroun. I am the founder of the beautydoctrine.com. That is where you get to learn about the principles of functional beauty. It's getting to the root cause, very much like functional medicine. So fixing skin issues from the inside out and the outside in, using holistic methods versus just bombarding the skin with all of these toxic ingredients and fragrances and exfoliants. And there's just so much that's out there in the beauty industry, and most of you, I keep hearing from my clients, are overwhelmed with the choices. So let's go back to basics and simplify things to get that skin radiant, hydrated, and firm again. So I'm going to start today with those things that make the biggest difference in our skin. The very first thing is going to be hydration. I cannot emphasize it enough. I see it for myself. If I go a day or two without drinking enough water, I can see those wrinkles starting to show up. When you're 47, your skin changes overnight. It's not as forgiving as if you're in your 20s and you're dehydrated. Later in life, because we have less collagen, our skin is less able to hold on to moisture. We have that like water loss that's much faster. We have a thinner lipid barrier. So you respond to lack of hydration, to diet much faster. So really important to cover those basics. So let's get that water in. And you want to not only drink ample amounts of water or adequate amounts of water, you want to make sure you're consuming electrolytes, and you maybe put in a pinch of sea salt in the morning water, because you can be drinking a lot of water and not necessarily hydrating tissues. So you want that water to go into your cells and hydrate. For women 40 and beyond, I highly recommend boosting that hydration with supplementation. So there are a couple supplements that I take on a regular basis that help support my hydration. One of them is Hydracera. This is a hyaluronic acid, and I talked about hyaluronic acid in a previous video. It is one of those molecules that are absolutely essential to maintaining that hydration in the skin. While hyaluronic acid is phenomenal topically, its absorption is reliant 100% on that very molecule. So you could be getting one with like a higher molecular weight, so a thick and sticky hyaluronic acid that's not even absorbing into the skin. You could also have a good hyaluronic acid that's a lightweight, but you have a lot of dead skin layers built up, so you don't have good absorption happening. So there are so many variables that determine whether you're benefiting topically from your hyaluronic acid or not. And so your insurance policy is taking a hyaluronic acid internally as well. You just don't want to overdo it. So follow the directions on the packaging. People that tend to overdo it, they want to fix everything quicker, they tend to mess it up quicker, because hyaluronic acid is a humectant. It draws water into the tissues, which is great, but we don't want too much water, because that's going to lead to edema, to swelling, to water retention. We don't want that. So we want to boost the skin and the body's levels of hyaluronic acid, because it's not just about the skin, it's about all of our tissues and ligaments. But at the same time, we don't want to overdo it. The second supplement that I adore for boosting hydration is Holy Radiance. So this has MSM and ceramides. We know that ceramides are the building blocks of our lipid barrier. As we age, that lipid barrier is compromised, it's thinner, it's more permeable, so pathogens can come in. Also, we lose more hydration, so we really need to keep it nice and tight. And the way to do that is with ceramides. It's made of ceramides. And so I love applying a topical serum that's high in ceramides, like a barrier repair serum. and also take those ceramides internally to reinforce. And again, we don't want to just focus on the face alone, which is where most of us apply skincare. Remember, we have skin also on the neck, décolletage, the rest of the body. So we want to reinforce those ingredients all over the body. The other ingredient that's in here is MSM, and MSM is a superstar anti-aging ingredient and beyond anti-aging. It helps with inflammation, arthritis. It basically lubricates all the joints. If you see a lot of the supplements that are advertised for arthritis in joints, you'll find that MSM is one of them. But that's what makes it a phenomenal anti-aging ingredient, because we dry up as we age, and that's why we get those wrinkles and the flatter skin. So we want to make everything more bouncy and plump again. So MSM is phenomenal. Hyaluronic acid and ceramides, those are your 3-star ingredients to take internally to boost that hydration and a reinforced barrier layer. Another molecule that's essential for your bones, tissues, ligaments, skin, you guessed it, is collagen. We lose collagen by 1% every single year, but then we get close to 50 and beyond, and it's like a way bigger hit. We lose about 30% of collagen as women at menopause. So it's like you see that almost overnight change in our skin. And so collagen is one of those things that, just like MSM, is going to be our supportive element for all the structure of our body. So again, those bones and ligaments and tissues, all of that, they need to be lubricated. If you see cracking in your joints and you start taking collagen, you'll notice there's a lot less of that dryness happening. And so collagen doesn't only replenish, but also sends those signals to our bodies to make more collagen. And I have a video that's dedicated to that, to collagen specifically, because what type of collagen you select matters so much. We don't want bovine, we don't want chicken collagen. We want to stick with wild caught marine collagen. Still on the topic of optimizing hydration, because truly it is the basis for plump, hydrated, and ageless skin, we want to now talk about do topically. So topically, I created what's called the TBD for the Beauty Doctrine, the TBD method of application. And so it's basically starting with a mineral mist is my preference, and then a hyaluronic acid serum that's lightweight, that's going to draw that water deep into the skin. But it's going to take a long time for that water to absorb if we don't trap it with oil. So that's the third step in the TBD method, is to apply an oil serum, because water can't evaporate past that oil. And so it allows the time to actually go into the skin. If you're just misting and applying your hyaluronic acid, our skin takes its time. It's really not designed to absorb a lot of water, and so water obviously evaporates into thinner before it's able to penetrate. So mineral mist, a water-based serum with hyaluronic acid, and then a serum that's oil-based. And then those are the basics, the absolute basics. Then you can go ahead with your whatever it is that you want to apply. You can add a moisturizer or go straight to a sunscreen like I do. I use a rich sunscreen that's very moisturizing, so I most of the time skip moisturizer. You do eye cream, whatever it is that you want to boost with, but truly your mineral mist and your two serums, the water-based and oil-based, are the foundation of good skin that's going to retain that hydration throughout the day. And some of you will say, I've been hydrating, I've been using a hyaluronic acid serum and a moisturizer and doing all these layers, and I'm not seeing a result. My skin is still very dry. Well, not all moisturizers are equal, not all serums are equal. If you're using moisturizer that has petrolatum, mineral oil, all that, it's not delivering moisture. Those types of ingredients have zero ability to actually moisturize your skin from the inside out. They're trapped there. They can have a benefit as far as the occlusivity if you're actually delivering moisture to your skin. So you have to have a moisturizer or a serum that's able to penetrate deep into the skin and then apply that occlusive layer. Although, in my view, petrolatum or mineral oil based ingredients don't belong on the skin. They are toxic. So even when they're refined, there's really no oversight. And so a brand can claim that their petrolatum product is triple refined, but that's what they're telling us. Is that true? We don't know. And is the refinement process even enough to remove those carcinogens? Remember, petrolatum is a byproduct of crude oil. So that is what you power your car with. It doesn't belong on your skin. I call it giving the illusion of moisture versus moisturizing. So, and this is the mistake that a lot of people make. So they go and buy a cheap moisturizer that's mineral oil based, and they're like, look, my skin is glowing. It feels really moisturized, and most people go with the feel rather than the result. And so they continue to just use those types of products thinking they're getting the richest moisturizer possible, but they're getting zero moisture because your skin is not able to produce its own moisture. You're not giving it any moisture, you're giving it the illusion of moisture. Hence, you're not doing much actually. Yes, maybe you're protecting that surface layer from water loss. But again, if you don't have enough in your, enough water, enough moisture, you're missing a very, very critical and crucial piece. I think I talked about hydration and moisture enough. Let's move on to the next reason why you might not be seeing results. It's kind of related to hydration and moisture. It's when you're actively removing that hydration and moisture from the skin. And I see this so much. Exfoliants are overused. So, and that's because there's so much marketing, and that's what I hear every time I scroll on TikTok or any other social media platform. There is some dermatologist telling people to peel to remove whatever issue there is. And so if you're, complaining about hyperpigmentation, they're recommending a peel. If you're complaining about acne, a peel. Aged skin that's dry, a peel. So, and that's really not the solution. There's only so much skin that you can peel off. And so anytime that you are exfoliating, you're taking away your natural moisture, which you should be preserving in the first place. So very, very often, I see people speeding up aging, that you go to the store, you pay money to buy products to actually cause aging in the skin. And so I say that because anytime you're taking out water, you're taking out moisture from the skin, you're causing aging. The skin needs to stay plump and moisturized. And so every single time you're exfoliating, you are drying and dehydrating the skin. If you didn't know, your skin is able to exfoliate itself naturally. We have enzymes that sit on the surface. All they do, that's all their job, is to cut the bonds between the live skin and the dead skin. Although, as we age, those enzymes become sluggish, we have less of them, they don't work as effectively, and so they need that little bit of a boost. That's where exfoliation can come in, and hopefully you're just doing chemical exfoliation, not physical, because physical has no benefit whatsoever except scratch up that surface of the skin. And so, if you exfoliate about once a week, that's plenty to see a result. But if you're seeing some type of, let's say, acne, or you have pigmentation, you have certain issues you want to address, you can't speed up the healing by just attacking the skin, by just scratching it or using extra peels, because those issues are more than skin deep. When you have acne, it has so much to do with your gut, with the toxins that your liver is not filtering out, with hormones. And so if you're constantly just trying to get rid of the pimples on the surface, more pimples are being formed. So you have to go to the root cause. By the way, I have an acne guide or acne course on my website that's going to teach you how to eat to minimize acne. So it has all the foods and herbs and drinks, all these things that are truly going to help you understand the impacts that create that acne environment in our bodies. So when you start adopting those habits, you can actually minimize the breakout in the first place, and then just stick to that exfoliation moderately once a week. My very, very preferable, or my very favorite exfoliating agent is going to be lactic acid, because it's a molecule that's found already in our body. Our body recognizes it. It's also hydrating, and it can be a lot more gentle than glycolic and other alpha hydroxys. And the last reason that I want to talk about today that you might not be seeing results is if you're drying your body internally with alcohol. This is so common. It's just something that, we've been socialized, that, we're going to have fun and connect around, alcohol. You can still have fun while not drying and aging your body. Alcohol has detrimental effects on your health. It has zero benefits. So you're being lied to if you're told that, red wine has antioxidants or, it's going to help you sleep better. No, it helps you fall asleep faster, but you get less quality sleep and recovery throughout the night. And it's just going to dry you and dehydrate you. That's why you wake up with a hangover, because your body is trying to fight off all those toxins. You're introducing a really high amount of toxic material to the body, and it basically cancels out everything you're doing. You can be taking your MSM, you can be taking your hyaluronic acid, drinking all the water, but canceling all that stuff out in the evening when you sit there with your girlfriends having 2 or 3 glasses of wine. If you adopt these habits, I promise you, your skin will be transformed. Does any of this resonate with you? Have you used products and you felt that they're not working? And will you be adopting any of these tips? I'm really curious to know. Let me know in the comments. And this is it for this video. Be well, be safe, be beautiful. See you next time. Take care.